Hi, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Manuel.
And welcome to Cinque Terre.
Benvenuti alle Cinque Terre.
Located in the stunning Italian Riviera and only about a 2-hour drive from Milan and Florence, Cinque Terre is not only one of the most visited destinations in Italy, but it's also one of the most beautiful.
Have you ever dreamed of waking up in a charming Italian fishing village with colourful houses stacked along the cliffs, grabbing a gelato as you wander through narrow streets with sweeping views of vineyards and the sea? Well, this is that place.
Even Manuel, who is Italian, is completely obsessed with it.
Okay, it's true, I am obsessed, and I may or may not dream about retiring here one day.
And I'll join you because honestly, this is one of those places you will never forget. It almost feels like stepping straight into the world of the Pixar film Luca, and that's not a coincidence because the film was actually inspired by this area.
Cinque Terre literally means 5 lands, and in this video we're going to explore all 5 of these incredible villages. And stick around till the end for some tips you'll find useful when you visit.
But first, what's the best way to visit this Italian paradise?
The best way to visit Cinque Terre is by train, using the Cinque Terre Express to quickly jump between the 5 villages. Driving is not recommended because of several no-car zones. The trains connect the Italian towns of La Spezia and Levanto, stopping at all 5 villages in between. And they're regular and fast. We're talking less than 10 minutes between stops.
To save some money, you can buy a Cinque Terre card for unlimited train travel and also hiking access. Hiking is another great way to go from one town to another. Some of the walks can be challenging, but for a medium level one, we recommend the one that connects the towns of Corniglia and Vernazza. We absolutely love this trail as it offers stunning vistas on the blue sea, but it also takes you amongst olive groves and gives you great views of the 2 towns from the trail. There is a lot of uphill and downhill, but it's totally worth it. And if you don't want to use the train or hike, you can also catch one of the many ferries and boats that connect the towns.
And now, what can you see and do in Cinque Terre?
Well, each of the 5 villages is extremely different, but they will all make you feel like you are living your own dolce vita. All of them are relatively small, but we recommend at least 3 hours in each of them.
If you are coming from the La Spezia side, the first you will encounter is Riomaggiore, and this one will already steal your heart, as it offers iconic views of pastel houses cascading down a steep gorge to a tiny harbour. The sight from the viewpoint to the left of the harbour is unreal, and it's one of the most famous in the region and the perfect spot for sunset. A stroll here will take you to hidden coves and beaches, enormous cliffs and picturesque corners. You can soak in the atmosphere and also try some of the delicious food, including fresh fried seafood from one of the many local shops that line the vibrant main street, where you can also find plenty of local businesses and restaurants.
The second village in Cinque Terre is Manarola, perched on a rugged cliff above the Ligurian Sea, with colourful houses stacked tightly together with beautiful views. This is definitely one of the most photographed villages, especially from the stunning walk that starts when you take a right at the tiny harbour. The view from here is simply breathtaking, and you can easily spend all day taking it in. One of our favourite things to do in Manarola is to admire the small harbour nestled between 2 rocky cliffs, where local fishing boats are pulled up. In the summer, this area is so vibrant and is a popular spot for sunbathing, swimming and cliff jumping. We also recommend a stroll along the charming and narrow main street, lined with local businesses and delicious restaurants. It's a small village, but it's one of our favourites.
The next of the Cinque Terre is Corniglia. Corniglia is very different from the other 4 villages, as it's perched 100 meters above the sea, with no direct water access. This means that when you arrive, you will either have to walk the 382 stairs up, or, like we normally do, take the shuttle bus up from the train station. Corniglia offers a quieter, more authentic and scenic experience, offering panoramic views, fewer crowds, and a more local atmosphere. The village is surrounded by vineyards and stone terraces, and we absolutely love strolling along its narrow cobbled lanes, looking at the charming houses and taking it in. Corniglia is the smallest and least visited village, but we still think it's a must-do.
The next of the Cinque Terre is Vernazza, the most visited of the 5 lands and probably the poster child of the whole region, and considered by many one of the most beautiful villages in the whole of Italy. If you have arrived here via the walking path from Corniglia, you will get a stunning view of the village from above. If you arrived by train, you will be right in the middle of the lively main street, the perfect place for a stroll or for grabbing a gelato. It will most likely be very busy, but it's so worth it. The path will lead you to one of the most picturesque harbours you would have ever seen, a natural pier and a beautiful piazza with a stunning church surrounded by many colourful houses. We love it here because you can easily jump in the water and enjoy the most incredible views at the same time. Also, make sure you visit the Doria Castle, an amazing medieval fortress that stands atop a promontory and offers soaring views on Vernazza. To visit, you have to pay a small fee, but it's totally worth it.
The final village in Cinque Terre is Monterosso Al Mare, the largest and probably the one you want to spend more time in. If you were looking for beautiful big sandy beaches, this is the place for you. Here there are several beaches, including the Bagni Eden, famous for its orange and blue striped umbrellas. From here, it's only a short walk to the harbour and the port, which are the starting point to visit the old town, with typical narrow medieval streets and multicolored terraced houses. Also, this is the perfect place to find local businesses, including shops, cafes and restaurants. There really is a lot to explore here. And if you were looking for a special dinner with an unforgettable view, we recommend the Ristorante L'Ancora della Tortuga. So delicious.
Before we say goodbye, we want to share with you 6 important tips you will find useful when visiting Cinque Terre.
If you are taking the train from La Spezia or Levanto, arrive early as parking spaces fill up quickly in high season.
Stay in one of the stops along the train line for easier travel.
Check trail conditions before hiking between villages. These can change daily.
For an accessible route between villages, walk the 1 kilometer Via dell'Amore between Riomaggiore and Manarola. Reservation is required and not included in the Cinque Terre card.
Know that if you visit during the high season, it will be hot and very crowded, so visiting early in the morning or later in the day will help. And if you're there bang on in the middle of the day, well, there is nothing that a delicious gelato can't fix.
And if you are in Cinque Terre, make sure you also check out some of the other incredible towns in Liguria, like Santa Margherita Ligure, Porto Venere, or the world famous Portofino that we absolutely love.
And that's it from Cinque Terre.
If you like this video, please like and subscribe and comment below. We'd love to hear from you. And now,
See you down the road.